Hi, this is Lydia, the lifestyle coach, and we made a thing, you guys. We made a thing. So I help people to be free from food crazies and disordered eating using nothing but their brains and a few common household items. Plus, they don't even need the household items.
Who said that?
The lady at the store.
So really the inspiration for this was there is a little video that was put out by Procter & Gamble called The Talk, and it's about African-American mothers really having to have this conversation with their children about, okay, this is the way that the world is and it's not fair, but this is what we need to talk about.
You are not pretty for a black girl. You are beautiful, period. Okay?
And it really got me thinking about the conversations that we as mothers have with our children that aren't explicitly said. The number one cause of eating disorders is restrictive dieting. And a lot of times the very first diet that we ever go on is the one that our mom is already on, that she's encouraging us to do, or really just how we see our mothers think about their own bodies or interact with food or not eat what other people are eating. So I got to thinking about, all of the sort of messages that we send to our daughters just by our disordered relationship with food and our bodies. And we don't say it, but we send the message. For instance, so many of the women that I coach, some of them who have been in an eating disorder for over 30 years, is not an uncommon thing. And when they track it back, it all started with, my mom took me to my first Weight Watchers meeting when I was 8. Like 8 years old. So they literally don't even have a memory of a normal relationship with food where they weren't counting points or counting calories or thinking that there's good food and bad food. So we're gonna make a little video today about the messages that we send as moms to our daughters. If we can lead by example in being at peace with our own bodies, being at peace with our own relationship with food, then we start sending those messages. We send the message that your body is okay, that women, it's fine to eat, and we really can prevent so many of our young girls from developing this disordered relationship with food because we're not sending those messages to them. So that's what this video is about today. We have a really fun cast of amazing actors that are in the film, including my own little girl. And just, want to put it out there, like, we thoroughly explain that the messages that we're telling them are not true. And, so them to understand that. And it's been really fun to just sort of see their thoughts about, body image, body positivity, like, the sorts of messages that they see in the world. And yeah, this rising generation of little girls is amazing. And I'm excited for them to just be as strong as possible because they don't have to have the distraction of food and weight and body image and all of the craziness that goes along with it. Like, there are so many incredibly strong women in the world that can share so many more of their talents when they're not spending so much mental energy on food. So let's do it. All right, ladies, I'm so happy that you're here today and I'm excited to make a little film with you. So I just wanted to explain, like, with the movie that we're doing today, you're gonna hear your moms, your real moms, or your actor moms, or however it turns out, you're gonna hear them say things to you that might make you like, like, that's an interesting thing to say. That's not usually a thing that moms say to their daughters. So for instance, like, one line is like, I want you to be successful and I love you, but none of that matters unless you're thin. And so most of all, I want you to be thin. What do you think about that?
I think that that's just mean. Like, women can express their bodies, like, be pretty without being skinny.
Yeah, so that's a really, really good point. So I agree with you. I think that, like, women should just love their bodies. They should just be able to express, right? Like, I love that, like, you have those messages. But there are a lot of messages that are not like that in the world, right? So it's like, when you go to the store and, like, you see magazines, right? You see the women on those magazines. What do their bodies usually look like?
Skinny.
Skinny. And that's like the only kind of body that we see, right? So it's like, when that's the only sort of body that we see, how do you think that makes some women feel if they maybe don't look just like that?
They make them feel like they have to be skinny to be important.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So there's sort of like a message in the world that is being told to girls, like, hey, you know, to be important, you have to be skinny. And is that true?
No.
No. So what we're doing today is like, we're going to point out those sort of messages, the sort of messages that are, you know, given to women, given to girls, that aren't true. But sometimes it's important to talk about things that aren't true so that we realize what is true. So we can say like, wow, there is sort of this message of like, girls need to be skinny to be important. And I don't agree with that. So we're going to point that out today. So know that like the messages that are being told to you in the film aren't true. But we're pointing out that, yeah, these are messages that are still out there. So let's know what is true, and let's love our bodies, and let's just be okay with like being women and eating, and you know, it's like all of that is important because we're people, right? So awesome. There are like shows that are specifically for girls your age, like you pointed out, Cadence. Awesome. You guys like have a nice little interval. You're all like 2 years apart. So in fact, Eve, how old are you?
I am 7.
Okay. And Kennedy, how old are you?
5.
And Cadence, how old are you?
I'm 9.
Awesome. Yeah. So you've got a nice age range here. And there are, you know, do you guys like watch cartoons and shows, that sort of stuff? Yeah. So I thought it would be interesting to look at this. So behind me, you were saying this is called Barbie Dream House, right, Eve?
Barbie Life in the Dream House.
Barbie Life in the Dream House, right?
This is my life.
Yeah. So it's interesting to look like these are the characters on the show. And what do you notice about just all of their bodies?
They're all skinny.
They're all skinny. Yeah. What were you gonna say, Eve?
I was gonna say that they look like they were like their hips are really tiny.
Their hips are really tiny. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? And when you just see like people in the world, are they all skinny? Are all their hips really tiny?
Well,
No.
they can choose.
Oh yeah. Tell me about that. What do you mean by they can
Well,
choose?
some people can choose how they look, and some people like look at magazines and they want to look like that.
Okay.
But that
And how would they try to look like that? Like if they look at somebody in a magazine and they don't look like that, what would they do to try to look like that?
well, they would try to eat less, and then their brain would tell them that I ate too less, I should eat more, and then they would go back and forth, and then they would look like them, and that's bad.
Okay, so that's really interesting. So this is a thing that a lot of times happens, you guys. Like a lot of women will see women that are like skinnier than them, right? Like, or they'll see images like this and they'll say, oh, well, maybe I need to eat less to try to make my body look like that. And what happens, have you guys ever felt like really, really hungry? Like maybe you've like gone too long and you like haven't had lunch or something?
Yep.
Has that happened?
Yep.
And how do you feel when you're really, really hungry?
Like you're gonna faint.
You're gonna faint. Like it like doesn't feel good,
Their
right?
Yeah,
throat
that-
gets dry.
Yeah.
You feel like you're gonna throw up.
Yeah, like you might feel really sick, like you haven't had enough food, right? So then when you do
Or like
eat,
starve.
what is it like when you haven't eaten for a long time and then you eat? What is that like?
It feels like you haven't eaten for a long time and that like you're eating something new, and like you feel sick still.
Okay, yeah. So one thing that is just so helpful to know is like when you see someone else's body that's not like yours, you just be like, hey, that's their body, but this is my body. And just eating what you want to eat, and then however your body shows up is just your body, and that's okay. Yeah.
You can love your body. You don't care about anybody else's body. You just stay how you are.
Awesome.
You can eat whatever you want.
And also, if you really don't eat for a very long time, you feel like you have something in your mouth.
All right.
Because it happens to me a lot when I don't eat.
Yeah. So it's important. Just like eat and be fine.
And love your body.
And love your body. There you go. Because if you love your body, if you're just like, oh, I need to try to change it, then you don't get into this. It's called like a cycle. Like when you're like trying to change your body, and then you're just thinking about food way too much because you're not eating enough. So eating enough is so, so important. Yeah, Cadence.
Some people won't try to eat less, they'll try to work out more, and if they try to work out more, sometimes they will feel like that they're about to faint, and sometimes they will if they exercise like all day. And for the rest of their lives trying to be skinny, they're just gonna start fainting every day.
Yeah, that's a really great thing to bring up. There are lots of things that women try to do to their bodies, like working out, like just a lot, right? Or like not eating enough to try to change their bodies. And it makes our minds really unhealthy. And so I'm so glad that you know that that's important. Here, let's do a little experiment, okay? I want you guys to imagine, what's a food that you love? What?
Well, my favorite is my grandpa's mashed potatoes. They're the best.
Awesome, Grandpa's mashed potatoes. What about you, Eve?
I love that pie, well, that kind of pie. I forgot what it's called, but we ate yesterday.
Okay.
It was so yummy.
Oh, shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
Like, it
That's
tasted
your
like
food
mashed
that you
potatoes
like.
that had lots of salt in it and tons of
Sushi? Sushi's my favorite food.
and shrimp.
Yeah, that's good too.
Shrimp sushi.
So, you guys, I want you to imagine if I told you that starting tomorrow, you could never have your favorite food again. How do you feel?
But then you can make your food. What?
That I feel like if I can't eat the foods that I love, that then I can't start eating all the foods that I think are yum, and I have to start eating all the foods that I don't like.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun, right? And if you knew that you could not have it ever again, starting tomorrow, what do you want today?
Mashed potato, my grandpa's mashed potatoes.
Right? You just want that right now. So a lot of times that's what it feels like when girls try to not eat the foods that they love, when they think, oh man, I can't have that anymore, then they just feel like they have to eat so much of it today, right? But if they know, you know what, I can have my grandpa's mashed potatoes anytime that I want, then they don't need to eat a bunch of it today. They can eat however much they want of it today because they can have it the next day too. And the next day and the next day. You can have food whenever you want. Does that make sense how that feels different in your mind?
It is different because I don't eat sushi every day.
There you go. Yeah. But you can just have it when you want it.
But I would have it today. You can have anything you want, any day you want. You can eat anything you want, and you can love your body, and you can live, and just live your life. But there's one thing that you can't love your body.
That's a good place to wrap up. Okay. Usually, you know, a huge reason that women with children want to fix their relationship with food is so that they don't pass this on to their daughters and their sons. So if you do want or need some more help, we have some amazing resources. You can go to lydialifestyle.com. There's a free ebook with 14 interactive videos. We have an amazing online support community on a Facebook group. You can also go to lydialifestyle.com and there is a button to push and you can see if there's availability for a free session. And that's a great way to just get started and get that foundation to food freedom. Lydia, the lifestyle coach. Mwah.